What is up, everybody? Tay said, I'll do the open, and then he stands up and walks away. So here I am for the open. Welcome to the Connection Interruption podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ryan Sparks. We'll bring Tay in here in just a second. We'll do the big show open, since I'm sure that's what he was expecting, but we'll be right back.
What's up? What's up? It's your boy DJ Tay Boogie. Welcome to episode 25, season 2 of Connection Interruption. Yes, I did walk off, and yes, I am back. And I gotta bring in my homie, my brother from another mother, Ryan, aka Mr. Milk and Cookies Jr., since he want to give my rematch.
Bro, you just got up, like I hit the button to start the show, and you literally stood up and walked out.
I still have my headphones on. I had to get my charger. I was
like, where'd he go? He's gone. What am I doing? So what's up, man?
Man, it's been a good week. Good week. I finally got my new work uniform.
Nice.
Yeah. So
the box.
Yes. So that's been a plus. I finally have my TV screen, so I kind of feel at home until I'm at home. Yeah, it's been a good week, man. I won't complain. Seeing a lot of people I haven't seen in years today, so that was a good day. What's on your end?
Lots of gaming. Like,
Sweet.
As you know, I was playing some WWE earlier, so that was fun. I also saw something on the interwebs regarding the box. Are you going to get to meet Luda? Like, is that going to be a thing?
Yes.
Well, I hate you right now.
Yes. Hey, look, Luda's always been a cool dude. And it was crazy. Me and Luda started radio at the same time. Just
Really?
2 different cities. And his radio name was Chris Lava. And he did nice.
Mr. Lava.
Mm.
Oh, like a little Shaggy there. Little Shaggy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's pretty cool, though. No, I mean, I played some WWE this week, and I have a bunch of stuff to talk about when we get into what we're playing, but why don't we just jump right into the news this week? You saw some stuff right before we got on that had you hot and bothered.
Yes. PlayStation snubs Gamescom 2022. They said, what are we going for? So as it looks like, PlayStation has been one of their biggest presenters and exhibits at
Gamescom.
Yeah. And they say they're not doing it.
Well, and, I mean, it's got to be a trek for them, right? Because that's in Germany every year.
Yes, but I think this year they are going digital, if I'm not mistaken. And with PlayStation doing all their big releases, I don't think it will be a need for them to be there.
Well, I mean, they're not the only ones not going, though, right? Like, Nintendo's not going to be there. Activision's not going to be there. Take-Two has said they're not going.
Yeah, but is it because of the war situation, or
I mean, part of it is the expense of doing this stuff right now, man. Like, you got to think when you try to ship something like outside of Amazon, right? Let's just ignore Amazon Prime for a minute. Outside of You have to, because outside of Amazon, this other stuff is just super expensive, like shipping anything.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to knock one of our sponsors, like obviously, but like I ordered some Rogue Energy, and the shipping on it was pretty expensive, and it's not on their side. It's like UPS and FedEx and all of those shipping companies are just trying to get their piece of the pie, and they're charging a decent amount.
Get it while it's good.
Yeah, I mean they're charging a decent amount, so it's it costs quite a bit. So I can imagine trying to ship all that stuff, and just not having the like wanting to spend the money on getting stuff to and from.
Yeah, I could definitely feel it on that end. But what about the consumers of GameCon? Like, are you going to make it up to them? But I know Nintendo and PlayStation has been doing big rollouts on their own. So are the consumers, are the fans really going to miss it?
I mean, it's a hybrid event based on what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not, I don't think, I like going to cons and events and stuff. I really do. But like, I just don't think that they're as big of a thing as they have been in the past. And they will eventually come back. But the technology, like pre-recording all of your content and being able to edit it and then avoid any possible mishaps on screen or whatever. Like, you've seen live play events where like somebody's playing on their Xbox or whatever on the stage and then the game just freezes.
Yes.
Like
that does suck. That makes the company and the person look, yeah.
You can completely avoid that just by having the event pre-recorded. And for me, I think that's going to be an important piece to what they're trying to do. They want to make sure that you're getting the best possible viewing experience of that event. So I don't see that it's really a thing. And people are really going to have a problem with it.
So how long do you think it'll be before in-person conferences and gaming gets back to where everything's in person? 4 or 5 years?
I don't know that we ever see it completely go in person again. I think you're going to have some sort of hybrid event now. It's too easy for companies to show off their stuff other ways. Like, it's just too easy for Nintendo to have a Nintendo Direct when they want to.
True.
Like, hey, we're going to have a Nintendo Direct this week. And you're like, wait, what? I mean, they have one coming up with Xenoblade. And I had no idea that was happening. Like, I don't follow Xenoblade much, but like I didn't know, but now I do, and I may watch it because it's available for me to watch. I think that's the kick, right? Like they can kind of bring in other things, like and bring in people that may not normally watch it.
Now, I got a question. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate real quick. So, with them saving all this money by not attending the conferences or doing things in person, what do you think that extra money or that budget should go to?
Profit. I'm going to be the business guy here and say profit. That's all the shareholders are looking at. It's not about, like, would I like them to take it and invest it in some other sort of technology or make the PS5 more readily available, go buy the extra pieces they need?
Yes, that would be nice.
Sure, but like we're not getting that. We know for an absolute fact we're not going to get that. So let's just take it for what it's worth and say, okay, they're going for profit because we know that's a thing. We know that profit is king in this marketplace, and it always has been for businesses.
But this is my thing. Like, when has the gaming world ever really took a loss?
Every time they sell a console.
But is that really considered a loss compared to all the other businesses?
Yeah, they're losing every time they sell a console. I mean, that's why they need you to buy the extra stuff. They need you to buy the extra controller. They need you to buy the charge station. They need you to buy more first-party games. Like the companies that are selling it are getting the PS5s at like maybe $10 or $15 below what it's selling for, right? So by the time the person rings you up and they've helped you out in the store and they've waited on you, that profit's already gone. The profit margin for the company that's selling it is gone because that person just had to work to help you out
for the hour.
Yeah, or however long you're in there, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard for people to understand who aren't in the business and haven't been on the business side of it, like what the profit and loss really looks like for those events. Like, as someone who thrived during the night of like the midnight launch time frame, like for me, that was like I was king during those midnight launches, man. My store was packed full of people. I had a line around the block, literally had people around the block, like waiting for their turn to come in and get their stuff. And we pre-sold like on Xbox One launch. I know there were people that had every single game pre-ordered that released at launch. Every game at launch. I know that for an absolute fact. And that's what they're wanting people to do. They want you to buy another game. They want you to be me. They want you to buy the digital version of the game that doesn't cost them more to print the book. It doesn't cost them for the case. It doesn't cost them for the disc.
Hey,
and they charge you the same price.
But this is my thing. Sometimes, hold up, I can't reach it. Well, it's a little bit too far away. But sometimes you just want that feel, and you just want that book. Like
I don't have room for any more stuff, bro. I just don't.
I'm playing catch up.
Well, I mean, I still have I have a ton of games. Like look, what do I buy? I buy Switch games still. Physical case, cartridge, right? But how much space does this take up? Like this literally immediately, like now that the game's been out for over a week,
right.
There's a tub behind me. This is going in the bin. The games are over here in a little slide-in thing. Like little cartridges are all over there. But this case, gonzo. Gone. Like, I won't see it again until the next time I buy another game. And I unwrap it. Right here. See, it's still wrapped up.
Hold on. What is that?
Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Still unwrapped.
Right.
Like, still wrapped up.
But you know what pisses me off about Switch games? I done bought two of them. And when I opened the game, there was nothing in there but a download code.
It tells you on the front.
But sometimes you just go to grabbing.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, that's a waste of plastic.
Yep, but it tells you on there that it doesn't have it. But I understand. But like for me, it's certain games like games that I know the kids and I will both play on multiple consoles. And now that Nintendo has set it up to where you can't play downloaded games at the same time. Like if I'm on my account and I'm connected to the internet and they go to play one of the downloaded games on the other Switch, it kicks me off. Like now that they've got it set up that way, like that creates that issue. So we have to get more physical games for Switch because the kids play it more often.
So they pull in the Netflix.
Yeah. And I get it, like, but it's not going to make me buy more copies.
That's deep.
Like I'm not going to do it. I bought multiple copies of Mario Kart.
Yeah,
because I know we'll play it. Like we play that, right? Like we've all played it together at one time. Like, and it was I want to say it was a GameStop like Pro Day sale or whatever, and we got multiple copies of it.
You made me go download the Nickelodeon kart racing game.
Yeah. I mean that kind of stuff.
Hey, I'm hooked, and I downloaded the tennis version of it too. The Nickelodeon tennis. Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that catches you off guard, right? Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I really do like that. Like, or like the what was it? The free game this month on PlayStation Plus that, again, like they do all kinds of different things. So you have to wonder, like, am I in a situation where I can buy this game and only spend $60 on it, or am I going to buy the $100 version? Like, they catch you on that profit piece all the time.
I'm definitely buying the $100 version of Madden. I'm sorry. I might even go to the GOAT version and pay $200. Like, yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like, there's things that you do and you want to play that you go, okay, well, I could do that, I guess. Like, I can see myself paying more for that, or but it's all about making that money.
Yeah. And like you said, that's what they grab you at. But I just wish they thought more like the consumers and the fans and gave us a little bit more. It's like, how rich can you possibly get?
Obviously a little bit more.
I know.
As we keep thinking, like, what are they possibly going to charge from here on out? And you're like, they can charge whatever they want, really.
And we're going to pay it.
Because we're going to pay it. Like, if there's a game coming out that you want to play, you're going to pay it. It's not a surprise. Like, nobody should be shocked by that. Like, at this point, like, we know, like, as gamers, we want to pay to play those games. Like, and it's one of those things you don't expect to do, but then you do it anyway. And that's where Sony doesn't care if they go to Gamescom, because they're going to make their money anyway.
Hold on, I'm beefing with Sony forever. But I thank you for the link earlier for the PS5s. But speaking of PS5s, Amazon has it now to where they will send you. Hold on, let me go back to it. They will send you an invite on Amazon to buy the PS5s. So it's like you'll be in line and they'll send you an invite to where you can get your PS5 guaranteed.
I mean, if they're doing it, I would take advantage of it. I just, like, again, I don't know why Sony's having such a problem with it.
The ports are still back up.
And I get that that's a problem, but it's just been so long now. Like, I feel bad for those of you that don't have one, that realistically at this point, like, there's so many games you've missed. Like, are you really going to be able to go back and play those? And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, there's so many games that have been missed at this point that I just don't see how you're going to have time to go back and play everything.
I will be on the used rack at GameStop and any other used game place. Yeah, I will be stocking
up. It's not even buying them pre-owned. I just mean, like, time-wise. There's so many, like, there's still games that I haven't, like, I started Gran Turismo again last night and was about 5 minutes in before the kids were like, hey, let's play Turtles. And that's what I did. We went to playing Turtles instead. But, like, I don't know how everybody has time to play is going to have time to play them as they get their PS5s. I saw somebody the other day on Twitter post that they got their PS5 and they're going to play Horizon Forbidden West. And I was like, it's been out for a while, but that's a good game to start with because it's an exclusive, right? Like, my argument is always, like, play the exclusives. Find the console that you like to play regular stuff on, and then find your console for exclusives only.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I struggle, because I really enjoy the Xbox controller overall. But as of late, the PlayStation controller is starting to feel better to me again.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I feel like a proud dad when you said that.
But I still have the struggle, like, with the current console. I have to turn off the vibration function in the PlayStation controller. And everybody kind of laughs because it's that haptic feedback, but it actually hurts my hands, which is really, really weird to me. The rumble function makes my hands hurt.
No, you're not the only one. Mine's going numb a little bit.
So I've gotten to the point where it's like, I know I'm an old guy. Like the OG in me is like, am I just getting too old to play? That'll never happen. Like I'll always play. But I'm sure that some of that has to do with like just me being ultra sensitive to the controller now, which is something that it's been more and more happening like over the last couple of years, but I don't notice it with the Xbox controller as much as I do with the PlayStation controller. And I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the shape of the controller being different. Or because I don't think the vibration's any stronger in the PlayStation one than the Xbox controller has, but I mean, I could be wrong as well.
No, I think it's the shape. Because like, I got this Xbox controller. I can't find it. It was close, but
that's what you get for moving stuff around and moving into different rooms. And
yeah, it was close. I just seen it, but like okay, so like with the PS4 controller, with the Xbox controller, it's a little fatter on the bottom, like when you're gripping it like that. And when it vibrates, it doesn't hurt as much as when I'm playing with the PlayStation controller.
Well, see, the PS4 controller didn't bother me, but I felt like it was more round at the bottom than the PS5 controller is.
It is.
I don't have a PS5 controller right here by me, but usually, like, I know there's one behind me.
Hold up, that's what you get for having too many freaking controllers. Okay, yeah.
Hold that thought.
So here we go.
Okay, so we're gonna open one right here on the show.
Now he wants to do an unboxing. See how he shows off. See.
I'm not showing off here. I'm just gonna state a fact. Like so, the bottom of the hold up your PS4 controller while I'm opening this and looking like a fool that doesn't know how to open a box. All right. So look at the bottom of that controller, right?
Right.
Like it is more rounded.
Right.
So open this box and drop the controller probably a little before. All right.
Look at it. Still on the plastic, smelling all new.
It is brand new. Legit brand new. But this is what I'm talking about. Right here, I'm going to try to get close enough. Right here at the bottom.
Yeah.
See how it's kind of pointed instead of rounded?
Yeah, they try to copy Xbox.
Well, but the point on the front, like when you're holding it, and I know that I hold the controller a little differently than most people. My pinkies go on the bottom to hold, but it's pointed, and I feel like it hurts my hand when it vibrates. So I don't know, but now I got the pink one out, so I might as well leave it out. But I mean, it's a different feel for a controller. Like,
hold on, y'all see my face.
It's
cool.
I mean, I have one of every color in PlayStation. Not to rub it in at all, but
I have not been invited over to play one PlayStation 5 game.
I mean, you've been in Houston most of the time
since
the pandemic kind of got a little bit more under control.
Well, they talk about we're going into another one, but that's another show.
Yeah, that is another show.
Yeah,
show. I don't know, man. I just feel like this feels different to me than the Xbox controller, like a considerable amount different. I mean, they look fairly similar like this, right? Like when you hold them side by side, but it's just this little nub in the front that just feels a little different. And I don't know if that's what it is that makes the difference, but it definitely feels different to me there. So
they try to, with the PS5 controller, they try to make it more full. That's what I think.
Maybe. I mean that would make sense. But again, like Sony doesn't need us to go to a show to get excited about their games. You've been mad at them since release because you haven't been able to get one.
I felt one.
Yeah, I mean, but that's here's the thing. You're legitimately angry at this point that you can't get it, but as soon as it's available to you, you'll get one. It's not like you're angry enough that you're like, nope, I'm done with Sony. You're angry and you're still going to find one and eventually buy one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they don't need you to go to Gamescom because they've already got you hooked. At this point, they have ultimately set up the supply and demand thing. Like, there is no supply, but there is a ton of demand still. And they're super excited to tell you that. Like, they want you to get it when it's available, but they're hype about the fact that you're that excited about getting one when you can finally get one. And I think that's the difference, right? Like, they legitimately know right now you can't get it and you're still wanting one. So they don't have to go to Gamescom to show that off. So,
yeah. So it's like they're sitting at the table laughing.
Yeah.
Like, ha! Yeah, he'll be
sure.
back.
Well, and on the other hand, you've got Xbox fans who are saying, like, well, sure, I have an Xbox One, but what is there to play on it? Right? Like, I've got a Series X or a Series S, and I don't have anything exciting to play on it. Like, there's no big first-party titles on Game Pass. There's no big third-party titles on Game Pass that have people excited. But that Bethesda showcase showed off a ton of good stuff last week. And to be fair, there's some really good games on Game Pass, including that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that came out. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm still cussing you out of my head about that one.
No, I mean, it's
good.
Download it. It's good. The kids and I played it last night. It's really good. But you don't have to have a console to play decent games right now. So Amazon is giving away 25 free games for Prime Day right now. You can go. GameSpot has the article up. Everybody can kind of check it out there.
Hey, I mean, can you text me that link to my phone?
Yeah, but I'm going to put it up here for the show too, so people can see it here on the banner. Just go to GameSpot.com. Not affiliated with the show, but go to GameSpot.com. You can find that article. It shows all 25. Essentially, it's a link to get these 25 games for free, and they're all PC, but all of them are pretty fun. There's quite a few decent ones out there. I think that for the price of $3.99,
hey, that is our price.
That's our price point. I think that I think you get a decent amount of games for free out of that deal, and I would be shocked if people didn't go take advantage of it. When I saw that was a thing, I jumped on and got all those codes like immediately. Some are codes that you have to use to download. Other ones are like just links, and then it tells you how to play it. They have a bunch of games on Amazon Luna that you can play for free right now if you haven't messed with Luna at all. That's that Amazon game streaming service. But ultimately, like, free games are free games, and nothing better than anything that's free to play. Even if they maximize their profit by doing some things where you have to pay for little skins or whatever. But GameSpot's got that article up if you want to check that out for the freebies.
So the legacy game thing that you had up, that was different? Or is that part of it too?
The legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Okay. All right.
So we've got more news from GameSpot. Overwatch 2 beta's coming, so I know Chris will be super excited to see that.
Yeah, we gotta get him back on.
Yeah, as soon as that beta goes live, we'll have him stop by the show. But that's a big one for everyone. The June 28th beta will feature Junker Queen. So that's a big deal for those people that are into Overwatch. So excited for everybody there. I know my oldest is really interested in jumping in on that. As we were getting ready to start the show tonight, I started my download for Forza Horizon. There's a huge patch. I looked and saw how big it was initially and was just like, ooh, do I have enough room on my hard drive for that? But it's a big one. So they're setting it up. I don't know if you saw we talked about it last week, right? The Hot Wheels expansion for Forza Horizon 5.
Yep, I know you was kind of happy about that one.
Well, yeah, because the Hot Wheels game isn't as good as it should be.
We know he ain't gonna start about that one.
Well, it's not even it's not as bad as Cruise and Blast, but it's still not as good. Like, they could have done much more with that, but I'm excited that they're going to have Hot Wheels in Forza Horizon again, because that was probably my favorite thing in 4. So I'm interested to see how that works out in 5. But that one should be a really, really good one. There's an article out there, and it's an interesting one to me. So I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan, right? But they're saying that this new Final Fantasy should be rated mature. None of them have been rated mature up to this point, right? Like, they've all been rated T for teen or lower, right?
Well, they always been kind of risky. Final Fantasy has always been on that fine line of, yeah. And if you're an anime fan, you know what I'm talking about. They always been on that fine line of, yeah, you might need permission to play this game, but it's only small pieces of the game. Like, you'll be hours into it before you see something. Like, but
yeah, they're saying that this one's a little bit more risque than ones in the past, based on what I'm seeing. But I think it's, if it needs to be mature rated for it to tell the story that they want to tell, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a game that's not mature rated, go play, that feels like Final Fantasy, go play Kingdom Hearts. That'll get some people going.
Hey, he said that. I didn't.
I mean, I don't think that Kingdom Hearts is a bad series. I just think that it's more kiddie than the Final Fantasy games are.
Weak.
But I think you could play. I think there's good games out there, like in Final Fantasy. If they want to advance the story, like, let's be real. I would say the average age of Final Fantasy players is probably going up, right? The same people that have always played them are playing them.
Yeah, but I still think they got that middle school audience.
You think so? I mean, most of my son's friends, I don't think they could care. I think they could care less if Final Fantasy even released a new game. I mean, it may just be his group of friends, but like, and I don't remember ever selling any copies of Final Fantasy games to younger kids when I worked at GameStop. Like, it was almost always an older audience.
Yeah, it was mostly our generation.
Yeah, so I mean, if they need to move it to mature to tell the story, I'm all for that. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Because the graphics.
Yeah, I mean, graphically, I think it's always been really nice. But I'm more interested in, like, what content are you going to tell in this story that needs to be mature rated?
I think it will be a lot more graphic than it needs to be. So that's probably why. Because right now it's like, okay, kitty, kind of.
I guess,
like, right,
yeah.
Let's jump over this line, make it a little bit more graphic. So when we bring in the next Final Fantasy, we can go full steam ahead with the storyline. I don't know, but now it's been on that fine line.
So it looks like, based on this article, it says we're trying to tell a story with difficult adult themes. These ratings can end up being somewhat of a hindrance.
That means more action, more blood, more cussing.
You don't think it means
more
sexual content?
Yeah. I was trying to stay away from that. A whole lot of things flying around the screen.
Yeah, like I'm gonna guess that it's a sexual content thing more so than
because you kind of got like the love story, the bad boy, and all that stuff in there. Like, if you actually read the comics or the books, yeah, they're a little bit overboard, and they really couldn't put that into the game. So
you get that. I mean, it's a very interesting idea to, like, say, okay, it's time for us to make this change now. Like, they're 16 games into the series, and they're like, we think now it should be mature. Like, okay.
I think with that is because I think they want to compete. They want to be on an even playing field where everybody else. So it's like you really got to change something to the game. You can't keep just dropping Final Fantasy and really nothing's changed but a little bit of the storyline. So, hey, let's get a little risky. You got games like Grand Theft, Red Dead Redemption, and all those type of games out there. Hey, let's spice it up a little bit. Put a little maid outfits on, a little bouncy on the screen. You know. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I could see that. Like I totally get that. I wonder if that's something that people really want.
Either they're gonna want it or they're gonna enjoy watching it.
I mean, to me, it doesn't make a difference. Like, I'm game with whatever with that because I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan. I'd love to hear from somebody. If you're in the chat and you're watching the show, or if you're watching the show on demand later, send us a message at Connection Interruption Podcast, like so at CONINT Pod on Twitter. Let us know what you think about the possibility of Final Fantasy going to a mature rating for the first time.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to see what some of these people have to say.
I'm interested in seeing where people stand on it because I think it's an interesting one. I know you're excited about a certain anniversary that's coming up. Or
yes, sir. Assassin's Creed 15th anniversary, baby, the gold edition. Yes. I've collected every last Assassin's Creed. Yes, I am an addict.
It's okay. I mean, I get it. I have something Assassin's Creed related right behind us here. Hold on one second. Because I know you'll appreciate this.
Oh, you got the flag.
Right here. To help celebrate that anniversary.
We're going to take shots to that. So, they're expecting a finale to the storyline, a free gaming weekend, and they're also expect to learn more about the future of the Assassin's Creed franchise. Now, with the Assassin's Creed franchise, it's always been like ancient, like historical joints. Like, will Assassin's Creed be able to, how can I say it, come to, I wouldn't say futuristic, but more modern storylines and still survive? Could they make that jump?
I mean, I think part of the mystique of Assassin's Creed is the time frame of those games. I think like going back in time to like historical places and things like that make that game more interesting to me, especially with the way that they handle it. Like they do such a good job, like telling the story of that time or moving things, like moving pieces around to make that show up like certain ways. And I think that's where it's at for me. I think that's why I get so excited about it.
I always get caught up because one, it's open world, and then like the graphics are so slick. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. So hopefully they can reboot it and just choose different eras. And
I mean, I'd be okay if they went and did something like new, like current day. But at the same time, I'm not in a situation where that's a super appealing to me.
True.
So, I mean, we have current day games that are kind of like that, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, Battlefield. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just think about like action adventure games that kind of fit that time frame, or like a current day time frame. Like I think Watch Dogs is kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. People may really be interested in it. I'm just not. I think the cool part of it is the
historic part.
historical part.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that, especially with like the Black Pirates flag.
Yeah. I love the pirate one. Assassin's Creed 4 is still my favorite. I thought 3 would forever be my favorite because of the American Revolution.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Parts of it, but 4 easily took over.
Yeah,
over the course of time.
Valhalla, that was in my top 5 now.
I've yet to finish that. I played it very briefly, and I enjoyed it, but I haven't finished it yet. I like the Egyptian one too. I liked Origins.
Origins, yes.
But
that was slick.
I don't think there has been a better pirate game. This will get some people going too. I don't think there's been a better pirate game than Assassin's Creed 4. And I was a huge fan of Sid Meier's Pirates. I really wanted Sea of Thieves to be awesome. I just never got into it.
The Pirates of the Caribbean game.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Hey, you gonna have the tweenies come after you.
That's fine. I just thought it was weak. I thought even the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion on Sea of Thieves, I didn't think was very good. That doesn't mean that I'm right. Just my opinion. But again, it's one of those things where it could go either way.
Sure.
People could love it or hate it. I get it. I'm kind of one of those that thinks that some of this stuff just doesn't work. I really wanted Sea of Thieves to be good, but the griefing was so bad when it came out, that I just couldn't handle it. So, that's it for me. So, but if they're doing this gold edition, it seems like
I hope they don't fail on this. I was like, if you're gonna do it right. But they're dropping all type of updates for even the older Assassin's Creed that weekend. It's a free play weekend.
The free game mode for the Forgotten Saga, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. The Assassin's Creed game characters are all really good. Which one was the one that you were on the other side? It was on the 360. It came out about the same time as 3 or about 4. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I know what you're talking about.
That was actually one of my mind was blown. I know it's a huge spoiler to say, well, you're on the other side, but I remember just my mind being blown when I played that game.
It wasn't Infinity, was it?
I don't remember the name of it. I'm trying to Rogue, Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Yeah, when it had the guy and the girl at the beginning. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that game blew my mind. Here's another thing that can blow your mind for this game. You can buy that game on PC right now from the Ubisoft store.
How much? $5?
It's probably not much. I remember last time I looked, it was super cheap. And I was like, well, worth it. $20. $20.
That'd be bad.
That game was awesome. And I bet you it looks even better on PC than it did on Xbox 360. Or if you've got Ubisoft Plus or are interested in that monthly subscription through that, it's $14.99. It's also part of that.
Just buy it.
Yeah, just depends on what you're into. Another Ubisoft game that's on sale right now, and Mark had brought this up on a previous show. Riders Republic was one of his racing games that he thought was good, sports game of the year last year at the end of the year. It's on sale right now for $24.
Ain't that the one with like the snowboarders,
snowboarding, bikes,
yeah.
and all that stuff. So I just happened to see that when I was looking at that Assassin's Creed Rogue. So be sure to check that out. We're going to be right back after this message, and we'll talk about what we've been playing this week. So hang tight, and we'll be back here in just a minute.
Yep. We're back.
All right.
We're back.
All right. What are you playing, Tay? What's going on in your game world right now?
My list hasn't changed much. I've been playing Madden, of course, because I can smell August coming. It's coming. It's coming. Street Fighter, the Anniversary Edition, Age of Empires 4, Soul Calibur, and that's about it. I've been downloading a lot of games, going through there, see what I can get for free 99, and
the typical free 99.
Free 99. It's just to try it out on the PC side. But other than that, it's been kind of slim. But I think this coming week, I have more time to actually game. So
I get you. All right. So I have been super busy with games right now. I am playing way too much Metroid Dread. I love it. I am struggling though because I'm never going to beat this game. It's just not going to happen.
It's an open world.
It's so hard. Like, there are moments where I'm like, okay, I got this. And then all of a sudden I'm like, nope, don't got it. I can't play it with the Joy-Cons at all. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm not comfortable with them. I play it much better with the Pro controller. So the Fixture S2, and the S1, when I go back and forth between the consoles, feels better. It's just such a hard game. And then they added this free update that I'll never get to. But I'm super excited if I ever do get there. It's like a multiple boss rush mode in this update. So I'm interested to see kind of how that works out. But so far, I just don't feel like I'm ever going to beat it. So I'm getting frustrated with that, but I love the game, which is why it was the cover photo of the episode tonight. I've been playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Hold on. Say it again.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I had to give you my shredder face.
I think it might be, to this point, the best game that I've played this year.
That's deep.
It has so many little hidden things and so much fun stuff in it that I'm like, all right, I can keep digging this. The little kids and I played it last night for about an hour. We are 11 levels into it right now. And my 9-year-old said, I don't want to play Fortnite anymore. Can we just keep playing this? Wow. Why would we play anything else when this is this much fun? Was what she said. So,
and they don't even know how old the game is.
Nope, they have no idea. But it is different. It definitely plays different. There are special moves. There are things you unlock along the way. The combination moves are really cool. Like at one point, she grabbed me. I was Michelangelo and she was April O'Neil. She grabbed me and swung me around and hit everybody with me. And that was really, really neat.
Classic turtle move.
Yeah, the special moves are really cool. The two, like, if you both jump up and hit attack at the same time, you can go shell to shell, like, and crush somebody between your two shells, which was really fun to see. I think they did a great job. You can tell the people that made this game loved the original arcade game. So I've been playing that. As you know, before the show, I was playing WWE.
Hey, he's trying to convince me to get this game. It's addictive.
It is kind of addictive. So my biggest thing is I'm trying to edit some of the current superstars to wear the costumes that they're wearing now, or in one case, like I tried to dye Becky Lynch's hair black. Because I wanted to see if you dye it in the one attire, if it dyes it in the other, and it doesn't. So like she comes to the ring with the regular red hair, and then right now, then when the match starts, her hair's black. So
it's the Raw game.
Yeah, it's just something like I guess I have to go in and like edit it and get it and figure it out, and figure out how to fix it or whatever. But I just was messing with it, trying to figure it out because I thought it would be really cool for her to have black hair. I also want to put her in the NWO and rebuild the NWO around the man, Becky Lynch. So I'm kind of excited to see if I can get it all figured out and all those edits and stuff, because it's all kinds of craziness. There's all kinds of craziness.
We was looking at the fan made joints.
All those creator wrestlers are phenomenal.
It was dope. Like y'all had to see it before the show. We were sitting there for about 20-30 minutes, and he's scrolling through the fan made characters. I have to give it up for Alicia's wrestler. Yeah,
I mean the creator wrestlers are phenomenal. Like they're really, really well done. There's quite a few of them that I'm like, okay, I can see why people are really digging this. Like I'm actually trying to pull it up right now. And we'll show it off here for a second when I get to the creator wrestler screen.
He's always showing off.
Yeah, that's it.
Ryan's had enough of my stuff for today.
No, I'm just trying to get it to load and it's not loading. It doesn't want to agree with me right now. But yeah, I mean, there's so many crazy creator wrestlers. I'm just going to show the ones that I've already downloaded when I pull it up here. But I don't think that anybody understands how many creator wrestlers there actually are on there unless you've gone in and have tried to play it. Here, let's throw this on here. All right.
Drum roll. There we go.
Let's do it this way. All right, so I'm trying to find just the downloaded ones, the custom ones. All right, so these are all created by other people.
So they already come with the numbers and everything. Wow.
Can't see Andrade, but there's certain ones that won't show, but other ones that look really good. So this Candice LeRae, the frustration for me on this is she's actually in the game with this latest update. But some of these look really, really good. I've downloaded a couple Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Since
he's not in the game and should be. Farouk from the Nation
Yeah.
of Domination. The Godfather. Someone created a John Cena in the NWO, which I'm here for. Gargano. I downloaded him twice on accident. I got to figure out how to delete him. Couple different John Moxleys out there. Give me the real Laparca. Let me load. That's the one thing about this game that is kind of broken. Like sometimes it won't load the right picture. But the Luchasaurus there is pretty cool. MVP and his manager attire. That Penta's really good. Phantasma's really good. Ray Phoenix.
Woo! Ric Flair.
Ruby Riott. Scarlet. Somebody created a Shinsuke Nakamura and I downloaded it because I wanted to see what the difference was. There's not much to it. All right, let's do, just so you can see some of the ones you couldn't see before. I'm going to do this CM Punk. This obviously got the wrong picture showing up. And we'll do this Cody Rhodes. Hopefully it'll show the entrances. I don't know what entrances people have in this game, though. But overall, like this game in general with the community creations and stuff, I think it's worth every penny. And we've talked about this on previous shows. This is the best wrestling game we've had in quite a few years.
$2K for you. Nice.
Again, this is a creator wrestler. This is not in-game. Like somebody went in and created all this stuff. And I don't know what music they used or whatever, but we've obviously got it muted here for reasons.
Yeah, for player hating reasons.
That's the one thing about this game when you're streaming it, like you're going to get hit with the copyright pretty quick. But I think this one's pretty good as far as what the character looks like. Let's see what this Cody looks like. Oh, that's pretty darn good. I think that looks just like his WrestleMania attire. Should go attack him in the entryway. Just for fun. Yeah. But I mean you get the idea here. It's a very interesting game. The controls are a little wonky at first because it's different than what it has been in the past.
So, what system is this?
This is on Xbox Series S. Is what I'm playing on right now. But I mean, you can see how the game functions and
yeah, because you're moving around pretty quick.
Yeah. But overall, it's one of the best games that we've seen wrestling wise in a few years. But nobody wants to watch me play that. So one thing that they do really well, like if you do that attack outside the ring, when they do a cut scene to the crowd to take the entrance attire off. So then the next time it comes back to the ring, the person's entrance attire is off of them.
That's slick.
So, but again, I've been playing a ton of that. Getting ready to put together. I don't know if you did this when you were little. So when I was little, I had all the action figures, right? And I used to have people that had different titles, and I used to play with all of them and stuff. I'm going to try to do something similar to that, but with WWE.
I could do that.
So it's gonna be essentially like my own federation, so to speak, in the game, and I'm gonna release some content around that, just for shits and giggles. But I did play some of that Pac-Man Anniversary, which I didn't have on my list, but that was really, really fun. It's Pac-Man, so it's not.
Pac-Man never gets old.
So. Anything else that you're playing as we got to wrap up here?
I might bust out my older wrestling until I get the new one, just to get my wrestling kick out of it.
I say you hold out until you get like the PS5 or the Xbox One for the new one.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like to happen. Today I play Soul Calibur.
I love that game. Soul Calibur 4 is still one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I think it'll eventually make our Hall of Fame. It's right up there. When I remember playing as Yoda and thinking this is probably my favorite fighting game ever, in Soul Calibur 4. But I created all kinds of craziness in Soul Calibur 6, like some of the creative characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the website. There's a great creative character website. See if I can find it really fast and post it in the chat. But character customization in that game is just phenomenal. Yeah, here it is. So somebody created like this. It's from thegamer.com. It's the top 10 characters created in Soul Calibur 6 is the article. They're so good. They're so good. Like, people are really, really freaking good at that game. And the creative characters in that game.
I'm going to check this out real quick.
So cool. Like, I think the number 1 in that article and the number 2 in that article are kind of goofy, but I've seen some really sweet character creation stuff. And just like trying to create new stuff. There's so many different options.
Did they really do the Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
The Joker.
I just think it's one of the best character creation modes out of any game. So you should try to create yourself. I want to see a Tay fighting in that game.
I can do that. Yeah, because it's sitting on right on top of the.
You gotta create yourself. You create yourself in Soul Calibur, and I'll create myself in WWE,
and we bring it back,
and we'll show it off. Creating me in WWE is really easy. Just pick a fat guy, put a beard on him, call it a day. but yeah, I mean, I think that would be fun.
All right, let's do that. So next show, we will reveal our characters.
We'll reveal our characters in Soul Calibur and in WWE. Works for me. All right, man. I think it sounds like it's a wrap. We have a ton of stuff going on. Be sure to follow us on social media, CONINTPOD on Twitter. You can follow me at Touched Artist. Follow Tay at DJ Tay Boogie.
Yep.
right there on the screen.
There
Be
we
sure
go.
also to check out the other podcasts on Delusion Group and the other content that's out there.
The OGs.
The OGs have a new show coming out on Friday. We have the Straight from the Training Ground Soccer podcast that just released a new episode this past week. They had one for week 5 of the OVPL, the Ohio Valley Premier League, and then they had one that just released that went live today for week 6. Those guys do a great job. If you're into soccer, check their podcast out. But again, if you're big into gaming like we are, the OGs is a secondary podcast that we have here that's taking the internet by storm right now. Actually, we're in the top 200 on Apple Podcasts, which is pretty exciting for those involved in that show. And then
he's showing off cancer. Not quite.
No, it's fine. And then we are also doing a fundraiser right now on my Facebook page. You can find me, Ryan Sparks, on Facebook, to raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The goal is for us to hit like $200 is what I set the goal at. Right now we're at 70. They're doing something right now where if you play 60 minutes a week, you can raise money for their cause. And St. Jude was always cool. I don't know if you did Mathathon growing up, Tay. I'm sure you did. I feel like everybody in Greater Cincinnati had their Mathathon thing for St. Jude. So we're raising money for that as part of something that we're working on with the OGs, but anybody can give to that. Again, you can find it on Facebook. Find me, Ryan Sparks. I'll also share it on the Connection Interruption page in a link when we put up the video on demand. So again, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time here on the Connection Interruption podcast.
Peace.